Yeah, let's talk about sports, baby. From the stands of a sports fan, my man Pots and Pans, what's the deal? You kicking it with KCMC, man. Appreciate you. We got some sports to talk about. This first topic, as you can see on the green screen behind me, coming from CBSNews.com. NFL fans will soon be able to let their feet do the talking and cheering on their favorite team. Shoe company Crocs and the NFL announced Monday that they were launching a new collection starting September 18th, 2 weeks after the season kicks off with a game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles. The NFL X Crocs collection is part of a multi-year licensing agreement agreeing to a statement from an NFL. The new line includes NFL-themed Crocs and decorative charms known in the Crocs world as gibbets. In its release, the NFL said its best-selling shoes, the classic clogs, will a, quote, marquee product, end quote, in the collection and will feature team-centric elements, including team colors, mascots, and logos. The new Crocs range in price from $79.99 to $84.99. The gibbets, which feature various team logos, are priced at $4.99. Boy, stop. According to the NFL, the Crocs collection will initially include footwear for 14 teams before expanding to include all 32 teams. Starting September 18th, consumers can buy items from the NFL Crocs collection from NFLshop.com, Crocs.com's Dick's Sporting Goods, Fanatics, and select retails starting September 18th. The team set for their own Crocs in the initial rollout: Buffalo Bills, Chicago Bears, Cincinnati Bengals, Dallas Cowboys, Denver Broncos, Detroit Lions, Houston Texans, Kansas City Chiefs, Las Vegas Raiders, Miami Dolphins, Minnesota Vikings, Steelers, Eagles, and 49ers. Now listen, on the outside, it sounds like a dope deal. Shout out to Crocs for making this licensing deal for NFL. As a businessman myself, I completely understand that deal being great. Here's the thing. Everything being said, by the way, is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take it serious. But here's the thing. The NFL is a man sport, a manly man league. Ran and played by men. Crocs is not a manly thing to me. That is for nurses and older people. Grown men should not be wearing Crocs, bro. Now, I don't think I really see any grown men in this picture according to the legs, but I don't know. But this is what I will say. Why shouldn't a grown man wear Crocs? Same reason why a grown man shouldn't be wearing sandals or flip-flops in public. It is because a safety concern. As a man, you should always be alert, be aware, and be in a situation where if you needed to run and or grab your family and run, you are suitable to do so. You can't do that in flip-flops and or Crocs. Don't play with me. So, unless you're at the crib, maybe. But I don't want to catch you as a grown man out in public, especially with your family, in no Crocs, fam. It's a safety thing as a man. Stop playing with me. You won't catch me in no Crocs. Man, I don't wear no Crocs. I just don't do it, man. Shout out to Crocs for getting this business deal done. Let this be for the little teenagers, the girls, the nurses. Let the nurses' bodies out, man. They ain't got nothing else to spend their money on. I'm just playing. I love the nurses. But let me know what you think, man, about the collaboration. Crocs and NFL, are you grabbing some? $80 to $85? Boy, no. Air Force Ones used to be that much when I was coming up. You think I'm about to pay that for some styrofoam shoes? Man, listen, it is so cheap for them to make those Crocs. Like, so cheap. It's all one material. And then they got the nerves to charge y'all $80 to $85 for them. Oh my God, they running it up. And you gonna go for it. Let me know what you think. Are you buying them? Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show. 313-466-4386. Okay. I got a couple more topics I want to talk about. We're gonna keep it in the NFL, as a matter of fact. NFL wise, come on, go ahead and do that for me. Appreciate that. Michael Phelps, man, it's coming from NBCSports.com. Last month, several players on the Ravens noted that they don't know how to swim to make full use of the team's new pool in their renovated athletic performance facility. Michael Phelps, 23-time Olympic gold medalist and big Ravens fan, was called in to help. Phelps visited Ravens training camp this week and worked with the players, many of whom had little experience in water that they weren't comfortable getting in any deeper than they could comfortably stand. Ravens linebacker Roquan Smith was among several players who thought the lessons from Phelps were beneficial, not only for their use of the team facility, but for their lives. Teaching people to swim has become one of Phelps' missions since retiring from competitive swimming. The Michael Phelps Foundation promotes learning to swim for drowning prevention and the mental and physical health benefits of swimming as well. I love that. I was taught how to swim at a young age, a relatively young age. Elementary, maybe middle school at the latest. My mama took me and my brother at Cody High School in Detroit. Shout out to my mama. But yeah, she took us there and I learned how to swim ever since. Just never forgot it. So I'm comfortable in water. Not the most comfortable. Depending on how deep the water is. Pause. I mean, in deep water, I'm actually pretty comfortable, but I'm not that comfortable. I still get nervous. I ain't gonna lie. But at the end of the day, I know how to swim. So I'm comfortable enough swimming. You know what I'm saying? If it's waves and it's current, it's completely different. When we talking about in pools, come on, man. Everybody should learn how to swim like you said. I don't know about the mental part. I mean, considering it is a workout, I can see it being mentally relaxing after a while. But I know it's like a full body workout. And you're connecting with water, which is a natural element. I think it's just great overall, man. So shout out to Michael Phelps for teaching the Ravens players. Shout out to the Ravens players for even taking advantage of learning how to swim from an Olympic gold medalist, Michael Phelps. That's super dope, dog. Let me know what you think, though. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. I got the number right there at the bottom right there. It really ain't nothing to tell me what you think. It's cold in the mug. It's Michael Phelps teaching people how to swim, fam. Who wouldn't take those lessons? All right, so keeping it in the NFL, NBCSports.com. 3 days after the Nevada Supreme Court ruled against the effort to force John Gruden's claims against the league and Commissioner Roger Goodell into arbitration, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit found that certain claims made by former Dolphins coach and current Vikings defensive coordinator Brian Flores should not be sent to arbitration. In a 29-page ruling, a 3-judge panel found that claims made by Flores against the Giants, Broncos, Texans, and the NFL should proceed in court. Flores and Gruden have secured important wins when it comes to the league's knee-jerk habit of demanding to make the commissioner responsible for resolving any and all legal claims made against the NFL, its teams, and/or commissioner himself. Anyone who believes in basic fairness should be opposed to that. And as I've said before, and surely will say again, if the league was committed to true and objective fairness, it shouldn't insist on the commissioner being responsible for resolving disputes involving the league, its teams, and/or commissioner himself. That might have came from his lawyer right there. I don't really want to get into the whole details of it. That just came from NBC Sports. Got the links to all my news stories in the description on YouTube. You can check it out yourself. This is what I want to say. If you watch my show going years back, whether it's on this channel or some of my old channels, I talked about when Brian Flores first filed the lawsuit against the NFL, racism. I was like, okay, I get it, but I expected him to be like not in the NFL while he's filing that lawsuit. When I heard the news of him getting a job as defensive coordinator for Minnesota and still being employed in the NFL, and then I thought at first I was like, yo, maybe he dropped the lawsuit or it got resolved. No, still going on. How awkward is it from either perspective to be suing the employer that you work for, specifically for racism? The NFL that has in racism at its end zone and had it there for 5 years, controversially, but had it there since the pandemic. And this same league is literally just lost a big, I guess, arbitration case to Brian Flores, saying that he can actually make these claims and the case can move forward. This is crazy, bro. Like, how safe do you feel with your employment, your job in the NFL, knowing that you're suing the NFL? How does Minnesota feel as a franchise? Like, I am very, very interested in this case. I'm also very, very interested in seeing where his career goes at the same time. We didn't see, like, Colin Kaepernick wasn't suing the NFL while he was in the NFL. He was protesting the NFL while in the NFL. We saw how that turned out. What's going to turn out for my dog? Not to say my dog like I actually know him. I'm just saying. But let me know what you think. How awkward is it? Would you still be playing in it? I mean, technically, I ain't going to lie. If I could still work and sue you at the same time, maybe I'm going to run it up. I'm just saying. But really, it has to be awkward, bro. Knowing that the hammer or the other foot is going to drop eventually, I guess. I don't know. Theoretically, you tell me. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. It's a very, very interesting story. I would love to know your opinion on that, by the way. Keeping it in the NFL, I think we have one more NFL topic, by the way. If you haven't noticed or if you don't know, they're using some technology in the NFL this season. This is NBCSports.com. I got all my stories from them today, essentially. The NFL announced this offseason that it will use state-of-the-art technology to measure first downs, rather than the ancient technology of measuring with a 10-yard chain, but the technology hasn't perfected yet. After Miami ran up the middle on 3rd and 1 in Detroit, this was over the weekend, the virtual measurement technology was employed to see if it was a first down. But there was a significant delay in getting the first down confirmed, long enough that it really didn't save any time compared to bringing out the chains. At the same time the virtual measurement was plodding along, YouTube's Sunday ticket stream of the game briefly went out and was replaced by a technical difficulty screen. It's unclear if those two technical issues were connected. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. While the virtual measurement is replacing the chains, the spotting of the ball is still done by the officials on the field. So, if there's human error in assessing where the ball was when the ball carrier was stopped, the virtual measurement won't fix that. The NFL has partnered with Sony to use its Hawkeye technology, which is also used in soccer, tennis, and other sports for its virtual measurements. Spotting of the ball. Okay, so still done by the officials. Human error in assessing where the ball was when the ball carrier was stopped. Okay. Okay. I see that. That should still also be solved by technology, by the way. This is something I've been talking about for a long time. We have had the most complex technology known to man in the last 20, 25 years in America and in the world. For us to still be using the human eyeball test to measure first downs in the NFL for so long that it's just now starting to use technology, and they saying it's not even really all the way being used and up to speed. Come on, fam. Billions of dollars in the NFL for what? You know how much, like, the NFL is known as a game of inches. You know how much of a difference that could make with the human eye error not getting the ball measurement correct? Listen, man. I've been saying it for a while. I think if not perfect measurements, but technology's use of measurements within the ball, the field, the player, and where the ball actually is when the player makes contact with the ground or whatever, it can make so much of a difference that who knows what kind of games or championships or Super Bowls that it would have actually, you know what I'm saying, affected. So I'm glad that they're starting to use this technology. I'm not even mad at it being delayed in its response or whatever. Let it do what it do, baby. We should have been using this for a while, to be honest with you, but let's go. It's only the preseason right now. Cool. Get the kinks out in the offseason, the preseason, and when the real season and the playoffs come, let's get that together, fam. Get it together, Amazon or whoever is controlling it, Sony. Get that together, man. We should have been had this technology in there. If you asking me as a fan from the stands, me looking up there, I want the measurement to be on point. Wait, we just, come on, dog. Where I saw, we just going off the eye test. I saw it somewhere else. Going straight off the referees is crazy, fam. Just off they test. We don't know if they bias either. We don't know that. That's to be continued. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show 313-466-4386. Moving on to basketball. It's coming from apnews.com. Oh, wait. No, no, nope, that ain't apnews.com. I gotta go to basketball. My bad. This is coming from NBA.com. Excuse me. The Los Angeles Lakers will unveil a statue of former coach Pat Riley on February 22nd, as the Hall of Famer joins the likes of former team greats Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, and Kobe Bryant in bronze outside their downtown arena. The Lakers will fittingly honor Riley against their longtime rival, the Boston Celtics. Riley coached the Lakers from 1981 to 1990 during the team's Showtime era and won 4 NBA championships, 82, 85, 87, 88. He led the Lakers through one of the most dynamic eras for any team in NBA history, with Johnson and Abdul-Jabbar leading an exciting roster with a groundbreaking fast break offense. The Lakers went 533 wins, 194 losses, 73.3% in Riley's tenure, and added 102 playoff victories over 9 seasons. The Lakers won at least 50 games in each of his 9 seasons as coach, and they won at least 60 games in 5 straight seasons. He was named Coach of the Year with the Lakers in 89-90, which is crazy. That's when the Pistons won. He played for Los Angeles from 1970 to 1975 and was team broadcaster before becoming Paul Westhead's assistant in 1979. Riley was part of the team in 1971 through 72. They won a league record 33 straight games and won the NBA championship. Riley will become the 8th Lakers luminary to be honored with a statue in Star Plaza, which has become a popular tourist attraction for fans of the globally popular franchise. The others are Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, Shaquille O'Neal, and broadcaster Chick Hearn. Congratulations, man, Pat Riley. Getting you a statue. Pat Riley has actually done a lot. I do have an opinion when it comes to people, athletes getting statues, but I'll get to that in a minute. But right now, Pat Riley, all that he's accomplished as a player, as a coach, as a GM or president or whatever you want to call him now with the Miami Heat, and how long he's been in the man, since the 70s? Come on, fam. My man's deserve what he deserve. I'm not even gonna lie to you on that. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Pat Riley, I think since I've known the NBA, he's been, I think, just a coach and or in the front office of a team. So I didn't know his tenure as a player or his early years as a coach. But for him to be the coach of the Showtime Lakers is crazy. That alone, bro, is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention his involvement with the Miami Heat, with LeBron and D-Wade and all this other stuff, man. So, congratulations. I think I will say this is deserved. But I want to kind of reserve that as well. So, but let me know what you think. Does Pat Riley deserve a statue outside of the Lakers? I was going to say the Forum. Outside of the Lakers arena. Let's just say that. The Lakers home court. Does he deserve a statue? Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Now, we're going to keep it in statues and we're going to keep it in basketball. But this is where I want to further elaborate, right? Coming from ESPN.com, in a ceremony before the Seattle Storm hosted the Phoenix Mercury on Sunday, legendary former guard Sue Bird became the first WNBA player honored by her franchise with a statue outside of Climate Pledge Arena. Few players, if any, in league history have done more to merit recognition than Bird, who spent her entire 2-decade WNBA career with the Seattle Storm, playing the bulk of it in Key Arena before the building was rebuilt and reopen as Climate Pledge Arena for Bird's final campaign in 2022. Over that span, Bird led Seattle to 4 WNBA championships, tying the most by any franchise. She also retires the league's all-time leader in games and minutes played, as well as assists, making a record 13 All-Star appearances. Yet, as other speakers, including three-time MVP and longtime teammate Lauren Jackson highlighted, Bird's career can't be reduced to stats or titles alone. This is what I want to say first and foremost. Do you see that statue, bro? I ain't gonna lie, that statue pretty hard. I ain't gonna lie, the statue pretty hard. Now, I don't see what it looks like in her face in regards to resemblance, but that statue hard. Her doing a layup like that, that's hard like that. I ain't even gonna lie. Pause. But listen, at the same time, it is very spoken of the WNBA for her to be doing a layup, as we do not see dunks in the WNBA. And I still advocate for women to dunk, but that's neither here nor there. But I still think it's a super dope statue. I don't want to take away from that. And everything that she's accomplished, by the way, I do think she's well deserving of a statue as well. Her being the first WNBA player, congratulations. I never knew that. Never even thought about a WNBA player with a statue. I think it's about time, and I want to congratulate Sue Bird on that. I want to get that out the way and say that first and foremost. Now, my thoughts on players and people getting statues. Let's just keep it to sports and players. Statues, jersey retirements, Hall of Fames, Ring of Honors. These are all levels, rightfully so. And I'm glad I just named these all out loud, because it's making sense, right? It's levels to it. It's levels to it, right? Tell me, what are the levels to it? I need to write this down. Ring of Honor, that's usually at the stadium or the arena that you played at. You get your name sketched in the arena. Ring of Honor, jersey retirement, statue, Hall of Fame. What are the levels to it? And who deserves what? That is my whole thing. What are the standards for getting a statue that's supposed to be forever? Right? Now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, here's my thing. Here's my thing. Now that I said it out loud with the level, I want to say this first and foremost. I think the standard should be extremely high for anyone to get a statue, which is supposed to move wherever the arena moves, supposed to be permanent. There for like centuries or whatever the case. We got statues of slave owners and Confederate presidents around this country. Has been around for centuries, or at least a couple hundred years, decades at the very least. This is what I want to say. If it's going to be around for that long, you better have done great things in the league that you've played in. Her being the first, Sue Bird, I think it's well deserving. Another well deserving one. Pat Riley, I said I believe that's well deserving, but I want to revisit that. My point is this. If you are a good player, or depending on what you've done for a franchise or whatever the case may be, you're one of the greatest players to ever play for a franchise, meaning you might have scored the most points for a franchise. You might have changed the culture for that franchise. And that's even hard to measure, to be honest with you. But scoring more points and being on stats, having records, that's usually solidifying you. Even though records can and will be broken, that's one thing. That might deserve a Ring of Honor, maybe. Maybe. Then we go into, if you ask me, a jersey retirement. Jersey retirement, I think you should at least bring one championship to that franchise. And to be honest with you, you should be a star player on that franchise. If not the star player. Matter of fact, you should be the star player, the main contributor, and you should have at least a couple records on that franchise as well. To get a jersey retirement, I really want to say you should get two championships. One championship to get in the Ring of Honor. 2 championships to get your jersey retired and hold some records. That's what I'm thinking. Then I think it should go into the Hall of Fame. Then the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame is levels in that house of Hall of Fame. But you should bring at least 3 championships. to a franchise to be in the Hall of Fame. I honestly feel like that. The Hall of Fame should be a rarity. A rarity. There's plenty of numbers 0 through 99 for people to choose. But going in the Hall of Fame, it should be a limited amount of people. We shouldn't be letting everybody there. You should have at least 3 championships, couple records, change the franchise in some sort of way. Maybe they never got a championship till you got there. Ooh. You know what? We're going to hold that standard. That's where I think a statue comes in place. You should bring multiple championships. I think at least 3. You should bring multiple championships to a franchise. You should be the reason that they have gotten their first championship in that franchise history in order to get a statue. And you should hold multiple records. Not only in that franchise, but in the league that you play in. That's deserving of a statue. Anybody who has a statue has not done that, I think it's questionable. And trust me, there's a lot of people I think probably should get a statue who do have it. But I think we should revisit a lot of this. I'm seeing a lot of players getting their jersey retired all willy-nilly in college and high school and the NFL and the NBA, just all like whatever. Can we put some more value on that? Yeah, they had a good time, but are we going to have enough space for this league to last 100 years? If we're going to retire somebody's jersey or put somebody in the Hall of Fame or get them a statue just for what we felt in the moment about them? Come on, man. We got to adjust that. We got to adjust that. But I didn't want to say any of that to diminish what Sue Bird achieved and her deservingness of a statue. But I do want to say this. With all that being said, wrapping it up by saying this. Everybody don't deserve to get their jersey retired. Everybody don't deserve to be in the Ring of Honor. Everybody don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Everybody don't deserve to get a statue. There's levels. I think the levels should be getting your arenas or franchises Ring of Fame in the arena or stadium. Then possibly getting your jersey retired also. Then going to the Hall of Fame. And then getting a statue. And the statue should have the highest of requirements. Which I believe it does. But those are my levels. And you should have multiple championships in order to be in those rooms. But let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Hey, man, let's go ahead and keep it moving. Since we're talking about jersey retirement, this is still on par. Yeah, you see him behind me, man. That's that man right there, Cam Newton. This is coming from apnews.com, Associated Press. Auburn will retire 2010 Heisman Trophy winner Cam Newton's number 2 jersey this fall, making him the 4th player in program history to receive the honor. The ceremony will take place during Auburn's home game against rival Georgia on October 11th. Newton will join Pat Sullivan, number 7, Bo Jackson, number 34, and Terry Beasley, number 88, as former Tigers football players whose numbers are formerly retired. The jerseys of Sullivan and Beasley were retired following Sullivan's 1971 Heisman Trophy season, and Jackson's number was retired as part of Auburn's football centennial celebration in 1992. No one has worn number 2 at Auburn since Newton and the Tigers beat Oregon in the Bowl Championship Series national title game for the 2010 season, but it will soon officially be out of service. Hey, man, Cam Newton, man. One of them ones or one of them twos. One of them twos. Shout out to that. I think just saying well-deserving is just starting to be loosely said, because I didn't said it. It'll be the 3rd time. But this man did get a championship. This man did change that culture. He is only the 4th player in Auburn's history. When you think about players like Bo Jackson, I didn't even know Bo Jackson went to Auburn. Bo Jackson, a multi-sport player, the dog, went to Auburn. So now we putting Cam Newton and Bo Jackson on the same level? Not necessarily, because Cam Newton, I don't think gets the recognition that Bo Jackson gets. I don't know. That's debatable. Let me know what you think. But nonetheless, I do want to say, man, a jersey retirement, just like we said, bring a championship. I think I said at least 2, but he brought a championship there. I believe he holds some records there as well. I don't want to get it. Actually, I don't even care to look him up right now. Don't care to look him up. But I'm going to go on a limb and say he holds some type of record there as well as bringing a championship there. Get that man that jersey retirement. Cool. Bet. Thing about jersey retirements is they can get unretired, or someone else can technically wear them. All it takes is the player who's retired permission. And then what does that value bring to your jersey? I've seen and or heard about this happening in, I believe, in college basketball, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe even the NBA. But a player asked, hey, can I wear, no, I don't think it was the NBA, but a player asked in the collegiate level, if I'm not mistaken, can I wear this jersey number? Some players say yes, but then I believe I saw somebody say no. Because what happens when you do great things? You want your jersey, you want that number retired again? Make your own number famous. Make your own number retired. That's what I respect. So with that being said, jerseys can technically, even though they're retired, somebody else can play with that number. Just based on permission. You know what can't be duplicated? Statue. That type of stuff. Hall of Fame. That can't be duplicated. You know what I mean? Can't nobody wear that. You wear that. But anyway, hey man, Cam Newton getting his jersey retired. Will a statue come next? Is he deserving of a statue outside of Auburn? Let me know what you think. But he is getting his jersey retired. 313-466-4386. Man, okay, I got another topic. I'm gonna try to breeze through this. We're gonna be wrapping up soon. I'm gonna try to breeze through this. I don't know too much about it. I really just got jokes for this one. NBCnews.com. I really don't have jokes. This is all entertainment. 5 former Wisconsin women's basketball players have filed a lawsuit saying they received psychological abuse from ex-Badgers coach Marissa Mosley, and that the university responded with a policy of laissez-faire in action. Whoa. The lawsuit filed Friday in federal court lists the Wisconsin Board of Regents, Mosley, and former Wisconsin Associate Athletic Director for External Communications, Justin Doherty, as defendants. The plaintiffs are Lexi Duckett, Christina Elu, Mary Ferrito, Tara Stofacher, and Teresa Towers. Mosley announced in March that she was resigning for personal reasons. She went 47-75 in 4 seasons. You should have been let go. In their complaint, the plaintiff said Mosley, quote, unconstitutionally toyed with their mental health of her players, including plaintiffs, as a means of exerting control over every facet of their lives, including retaliating against them based on their protected speech and expressive acts, and discriminating against them based on their disabilities or perceived disabilities, end quote. They said Mosley intruded on players' privacy in one-on-one meetings by pressuring them to divulge everything from issues with their parents or romantic partners to their confidential mental health symptoms and treatment choices. Okay. It seems like they were saying that the coach was using her position of power against them, forcing them to give up certain information, even listening to certain information and using it against them. And like they said, also what she believes is a disability or knows is a disability in them, using it against them. This is very, very interesting. I like the fact that these plaintiffs filed the lawsuit also against the associate athletic director as well, probably saying that, hey, you're the higher up command, chain of command, and you ignored this. Okay, let's get something done against you as well. That I can respect. I want to really know the details of it. Because here's my thing. There has to be levels to that, right? Psychological abuse when it comes to your coaching. Because there's certain things, if you've ever played sports, you know that coaches are going to say and do certain things that you'll probably only let your parents get away with. You know, you probably wouldn't let a stranger talk to you like that. You know what I'm saying? It depends though, right? When a coach say, hustle, get your over here, stop playing, what are you doing? You playing like it, and that type of stuff, and probably yell at you. That type of stuff you only let a coach get away with in most cases. Can it cause psychological damage or be psychological abuse? I guess it depends on the person, which is subjective, right? So that's why I want to know, like, what are the details of this? Even though I don't want to know the details, but psychological abuse from a coach. You know what the real psychological abuse is? Like, they went 47-75 in 4 seasons. I probably wouldn't feel too good mentally either. Like, get this coach up out of here. 47-75, won 47 and lost 75, bro. Man, no. I can't be a part of this, coach. I can't be riding this wave. So Mosley, listen, they got the backs against the wall, man. Got a couple players against you. I am interested to see how this turned out. Hopefully we can have updates a little bit later on. But psychological abuse from a coach. Are there levels to that? How far do you let a coach go when it comes to talking to you or your child when it comes to them coaching? How far do you, what's the line? I mean, it is a blurred line sometimes. We can have a discussion about it, but let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show. 313-466-4386. Do I have this up? Oh, okay. All right, yeah, I do have this up. Hey, man, it's coming from Associated Press as well as CNN.com. China kicked off the 3-day-long World Humanoid Robot Games on Friday, looking to showcase its advances in artificial intelligence and robotics with 280 teams from 16 countries. Robots competed in sports such as track and field, table tennis, as well as tackle robot-specific challenges from sorting medicines and handling materials to cleaning services. Oh, nice. That's what's up. Teams came from countries including the United States, Germany, and Brazil, with 192 representing universities and 88 from private enterprises such as China's Unitree and Fourier Intelligence. Competing teams use robots from Chinese manufacturers such as Booster Robotics. At the Robot Games in Beijing, which charge 182 to 500 yuan, 580 yuan, or yeah, it's basically $17.83 to $80.77 in the US dollars. That was for the tickets. Humanoids crashed into each other and toppled over repeatedly during football matches, while others collapsed mid-sprint during running events. Organizers said the games provide valuable data collection opportunities for developing robots for practical applications such as factory work. China is investing billions of dollars in humanoids and robotics as the country grapples with an aging population and growing competition with the U.S. over advanced technologies. Morgan Stanley analysts in a report last week noted a surge in attendance to a recent robotic conference from the general public compared to previous years, saying this showed, quote, how China, not just top government officials, has embraced the concept of embodied intelligence, end quote. So we're talking about robot Olympics, regular games and sports being played by robots, including robots competing for who can clean the best and or the most efficient. I'm with that sport. I'm actually with that sport. Let me see which robot is going to clean the best and the quickest. Move that refrigerator out the way. I want you to get the stove out the way. Get all that from behind there. Put it back. Clean everything. Couches, move it out the way. I'll pay $75 to get in there and see that. And then I want to see how much it's going to cost to get that robot. Let me see that advance for sure. I ain't even going to lie to you. Now, as far as the actual sports, this is my question. Are you interested in seeing robots play football, baseball, basketball, and other sports, track and field, and more? Now, a lot of people say they like to see the threes, the slam dunks, and the excitement of basketball. People like to see the hard-hitting tackles, the long passes, the run through the crowd when it comes to football. Baseball, people love to see the deep home runs, the runs and the catches, the miracle catches to stop the outage, or the home run, or whatever the case. In baseball, soccer, the long kicks from midfield going into the goalie. Hockey, we love to see the assists or the power play or whatever the case, the hitting the goal from far across we love to see that. Now, if it's done by robots and it's actually being done on a frequent occasion to make the game faster and more interesting, would you watch it? Or are we more impressed? Are you more impressed by the natural human capability to perform at such a high peak when it comes to these sports? Is that where our real entertainment comes from? It's such a debate, if I'm being honest with you, because I really love to see all the high action performance in all of those sports. But at the same time, it makes it more special knowing that these are humans, people like us. And in most cases, everyday people who are performing at high peaks, but you know, in size and stature, usually way bigger than the average person, but still. So I just want to bring this up because Robot Olympics, with them not only learning how to clean, but actually play games and sports. If you didn't know, I just found out recently, having robots and AI play games is the best way that they can train robots and artificial intelligence, because most games require complex thinking and problem solving. And for robots to be tested that way and actually solve these complex problems that can come up in games, it kind of tests their ability to reason. Man, shout out to me for laying that. But anyway, this very, very interesting to see them get trained this way. Are you interested in robot games, robot sports? Would you pay for it? Would you pay for the Robot Olympics? Let me know what you think. Go off in the live chat in the comments or call into the show, 313-466-4386. Lastly, but not leastly, we got to talk about it. Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Canelo Alvarez, 62 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws for 39 knockouts. Terrence Crawford, 41 wins, 0 losses, 31 knockouts. This will be September 13th on Netflix. Shout out to Netflix, man. I already got subscriptions, so that's going to be free for me. Canelo Alvarez, Terrence Crawford clash in a mega fight for boxing's unified super middleweight crown live from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Cannot wait for this. As I said before, I'm just looking for a good fight. I want to see somebody get knocked out. Face on the canvas. That's what I really want to see. But I just want to see a good fight. But if I had to choose, I'm going to roll my dog Bud. Terrence Crawford. I do like Canelo as well. One of his only fights came from Mayweather and some other person, I believe, recently. Other than that, he's a dog too. Canelo, don't get it twisted. Which is why I want to see a real good fight, and I think we might see one. A knockout? I don't know. But I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping for it. In the name of sports. Boxing, by the way. Just want to put that out there for entertainment purposes only. But let me know what you think. What are your predictions for Canelo versus Crawford on September 13th on Netflix? Go off in the live chat in the comments. Call into the show, 313-466. We over. The show is over. But listen, check this out. I do want to say, on today's date, Monday, August 18th, 2004 in Athens, Paul Hamm won the men's gymnastics all-around Olympic gold medal by the closest margin ever in the event. Controversy followed after it was discovered a scoring error cost Tae-young of South Korea the title. Very interesting to know from the stands of a sports fan on today's date in history, August 18th, man. We just want to start doing a couple of those things in regards to sports from the stands of sports fan. But hey, let me know what you think about all the topics. You can also always comment in the live chat, or should I say in the comments as well. I will respond. We always engage as well. Other than that, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Show some love. I appreciate it. Kick it with Casey again from the stands of a sports fan very, very soon. But we appreciate the love. We out of here.